Hello, I am Jody Wolf. You're watching EXPOZ on June 12, 2012 at 1:41 a.m. Birmingham, Alabama. And today's topic, another mixed bag of bizarre events taking place right now. Starting off, a mysterious yellow fog in China. Officials say, well, the farmers are burning straw after they've cleared the fields. Hog friggin' wash. Because they need all the food they can get, and there's no way that they would be burning the fields, especially if they need the food. Plus, it's not a normal practice to do that. So that's one excuse. Another excuse, maybe there's an industrial accident. A French embassy person says, no way. He says, I'm looking out my window and what I see is the scariest, weirdest thing I've ever saw. He said, looks like a huge thunderstorm has settled on the ground, but it's doing nothing but sitting there. Their pollution count, and I'm going to take America's pollution count, which coincides with Canada and with Europe, and then I'm going to take China's, and I'm going to mix bag them, and I'm going to try to give just a single number of where everyone should be. China, Mexico, South Korea, their numbers are all different from ours, and several, probably most countries in that part of the world too. But for an example, if you take a number, which is China's normal reading is a 50, which is acceptable. 50 to 100 is moderate. 100 to 150 is unhealthy for all. 150 to 200, stay indoors. 200 to 350, very unhealthy, hazardous, kills people. Stay indoors. Wear your mask. 350 to 500 is unheard of. But guess what? Today, China, 478. Their scale only goes to 500. That is a major problem, but no one knows what it is, where it came from, how long it's going to last. Right now, they don't even know what, if any, effects it's going to have on the citizens of that country. What's going on, y'all? And in America, our count, all these levels would be in America 50 or under. That's 85%. There's 13% that's a little bit up from there. Still, there's no, it's a cautionary level. And then 2% is orange, which is perhaps wear a mask, limit your activity. And these places that have the 2% are in northwest Utah, forest fire, central western Oregon, forest fire, northwestern Washington State, forest fire, Central Mountains, California, forest fire, and Midwest and in the Northeast, forest fires. All these numbers, all these orange numbers are because of the forest fires. But the entire country, 97% is perfect. So, let's get on to another one. St. Petersburg, Florida, a 22-year-old woman attacked a man. He got away and called police. They found his neck to be badly torn and cut. They found the girl. She was almost nude. She had fangs. Really, she had fangs. 55-year-old man told a homeless man he was going to kill him. Him and the homeless man fought. The homeless man got away because He kicked this dude's ass. The police found this man. He is in jail. He has fangs. Hey, I'm telling you what's there. 200 tons of sardines washed up in Japan on just a short beach at a town. It's very bad, making people really sick, and they're trying to move these to a dump. They're trying to actually clean it up, move them to a dump. Even the smell going from the dump is making people really sick. 200 tons of sardines, and they said they had most of them cleaned up, and then here comes another wave of them. So that 200 tons could double that amount. That's hundreds of millions of sardines, y'all. New Montauk monster found on the East Coast, but not the same. This one is different. They just said that. People claim that they buried it on the beach so that other animals would not eat the carcass. They were afraid, what is this thing? I don't want my dog eating on it. But the fact was, unknown men came and bagged it and took it away. And no one knows who these men were. 10 signs that the highways in America are being mapped as high-tech prison grids. Wow, that's happening. You can find it on the research. Beheading around the world is on the increase. So why won't the news media tell you? First, I'm going to say it's not only on the increase, but it's sharply on the increase. But they're not telling you about it. The United Nations wants to control the internet. All of it. And guess what? They'll probably hand it to them within the next 2 to 3 years. The Bilderberg Group, another meeting. Media refuses to disclose contents of any of their meetings, especially that one in particular. So what is the mad rush to change the world? Excuse me. Every country has a deadline to give its freedom up to one central hub or place, and this central headquarters will have one man at the top. Who will he be? That's a discussion going on now. Some say the mad rush is because December 21st, 2012 will usher in unspeakable horrors. This does not mean horrible things will take place on that day, but that day will begin if they have it their way, a new world order. But Obama has to win in order for that to happen. It is true. Somehow Americans will be blackmailed. What about all the Americans who will become the world's largest army? We'll have to defend ourselves, and you know we are. I can see a major problem here, though. Why? How can anyone take control of American citizens and their guns? Guys, I hate to tell you this, but it's biblical. It is biblical that will not come to Israel's aid. The only way that would happen is if we were incapable of doing it. So, even with the biggest army, what's going to happen? Who can take control of American citizens and their guns? You will not like the answer. If you read the book of Enoch, just browse through it and get the shock of your life, and then go back to my Chuck Missler video just a few blogs back. Hear what he has to say. Hear what he tells us about the rapture. So look, y'all, this is the only way in the world that America could fall is if we were not here. When I say we, I'm speaking of the Christians. And hey, it's biblical. There have been evil leader coming. Jody Wolf, EXPOZ.